Ooh.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Dugout podcast. I'm joined with the boys today, Benny, Scouty, Jackie. We've not got a lot of football to talk about, international break, but none of the games have happened yet. We're recording nice and early in the week. So we've got a little bit of a special today. We'll be diving into our individual all-time 11s. As we're talking before the podcast here, there's some dubious calls in there already. Just before we jump into that, we will discuss the two Premier League games that have happened. But first, boys, how are we all doing?
Fantastic.
Well. Good.
Yeah. First time recording on a weekday.
Yeah. Really treating ourselves.
We've got a public holiday here because of the Queen's passing.
Celebration day.
Memorial
Lizzie.
Day. Yeah. So rest in peace to the Queen. And thank you for the day off.
And we get another one in a couple of weeks for her birthday.
Yeah. I asked my boss, do we still get that? 'Cause I was like, obviously the events that have transpired. She has no longer got a birthday.
Yeah. I mean, she still has a birthday. It's just not as big of a deal, you know. But it's also not a birthday when we have the Queen's birthday, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, birthday's in like June, isn't it?
Yeah. But we get a public holiday in September. Just
I'm
Queensland.
not mad about it, to be honest.
But yeah.
Aussies just want the day off.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Treat ourselves.
No disrespect meant. That's just how the Australian culture is.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
If you can get paid to sit at home, you want.
Let's kick ourselves off then with one of the two games we've got is Brentford versus Arsenal. Brentford were at home for this one, but ended up copping a 3-0 sausage from Arsenal. Great bounce back from the Arsenal boys. Obviously, the thing I questioned about them, the reason why I wasn't on the hype train, was how are they going to react when they get dominated by Manchester United.
Yeah.
It turns out by dominating Brentford.
Back on top of the table.
Yeah, Brentford, no joke too. They've been getting some good results here and there. They're a hard team to play, and for Arsenal to pretty much just pick them apart made it look very easy. I thought as well, without Odegaard in the team, just brought in Fabio Vieira, who had a very good game.
Scored a
Screamer, yeah.
Absolute belter. Saliba scoring again.
The man can't be stopped.
Him and Gabriel. I want to know how many goals they've got between them, but I reckon they'd be up there.
Jesus, I fucking love him, mate.
Yeah, he is good.
Seems like he's been quiet the last few weeks for goals, but the way he took his header was very number 9.
What a ball by Xhaka. That was unreal.
That little whippers in.
You got to like the way Arsenal are playing with their little intricate passing and things like that around the box.
Yeah, 100%.
They have 3 goals between them. Saliba and Gabriel.
That's mental.
Like 3 each?
That's together.
It's not as much as I
got
thought.
2 and Gabriel's got
Still
1.
quite a bit for a centre-back pair.
Yeah.
7 games.
Yeah, I can see him scoring more, but they're so deadly off set pieces. It's weird. I don't know how
his header too. Saliba's header was just
mint.
Even if it wasn't a goal, it's a great ball to the back post to allow someone like Jesus or someone on the end of it.
Yeah,
Well, even Jesus' goal was good too, because his was a header as well, wasn't it?
yeah.
Pinged it back.
It's a very
post.
number 9-esque, like to get up and around your defender like that. And he's not a big fella, so shout out to him.
That was the thing. It's all 3 goals. Raya had no chance with.
Yeah.
They were all unreal goals, And to be fair, they should have scored inside of a minute when Martinelli in the box.
Yeah.
See that? That was unreal play. I felt like it looked like Brentford just didn't even come out. Arsenal just like passed it through them.
And Saliba too, he had 1 goal, 64 passes, 89% conversion rate with passes, and 6 out of 8 duels won.
Yeah. What a start to the season he's had.
Yeah.
It's mental that there was talk at the start of the season of him not even playing for Arsenal now. It's this massive part in the defensive line.
Look, listen to this conversion rate. He's had 3 shots and scored 2.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
And one of them was that absolute screamer.
Yeah.
Top corner.
He's also got an assist. His passing accuracy so far in this season over the 7 games is 93%.
Oh, he's Ballon d'Or, don't
He
worry about it.
wins 75% of take-ons, so he's having a fucking good season.
Honestly, he might be a shout for Ballon d'Or if Arsenal win Summit, or if France win Summit this year.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Well, because
Steady on.
because of his season at Marseille as well, because it's a full 12 months. It's not just football seasons. It's a full 12 months, and
He won
fucking
Player of the Year
in Liga.
French League. Yeah.
Look at
They
the
never
Haaland,
give
I
it to
can't see him
someone
winning
like
above
him.
Haaland.
They never give it to someone like him, but
Yeah.
he's got to. If he was to do this
If Van
3 more
Dijk
years in
didn't
a
win
row,
it, Van Dijk didn't win it when he was playing at top.
He got robbed that season for Ballon d'Or from when Messi win it above him.
I don't know. Messi fucking robs
No,
every
I
Ballon
thought
d'Or.
it was Modric the year that.
Yeah,
Van
it was
Dijk-
I
Modric.
thought it was
Modric,
Salah.
yeah.
Okay, all right, it must be the
Salah got
Modric one.
robbed when last one that Messi won. I
All right,
thought.
that's it. Yeah, fuck a Liga.
So yeah, Brentford, unfortunate, kind of ends their, not ends, but their streak of good games. Again, we'll have to see how they now bounce back. Obviously, it's a bit easier for them because you're dominated for 90 minutes. It's not like it can swing either way and you get done 3-0. See how they come back after the
You got-
international break.
Bournemouth away. They have the next match, so it's a good opportunity.
I thought that was a hard one to pick this week too. The Bournemouth-Brentford game for next week.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon Ivan Toney's going to be coming back with a vengeance. Now he's had a sniff of that England dressing room. He's going to be thinking, oh, December, I wouldn't mind going out to Qatar.
And how cool was that of is it Thomas Frank, the manager? How Southgate called Frank and let him deliver the news
Yeah.
to Tony instead of like Southgate doing it directly.
That is dope. Like Southgate's such
Yeah.
a good man manager like that. He knows
It's-
when people need to hear it from other people.
Because even Thomas Frank, he was like, "Fuck, that was one of the best things anyone's done for me."
Yeah.
He's like giving me that opportunity to tell Tony that he's in the team.
Yeah, to fucking brighten his whole world up.
Yeah.
Yes, a double win that for Thomas Frank and Ivan Toney.
Yeah. So shout out to Southgate for
And
doing that.
Southgate, to be fair.
Yeah,
Now he gets all the flowers. But
He's probably just like, "Fuck yeah, one less phone call."
Yeah, it wasn't actually Southgate. It was like a voice recording that his assistant was playing from the St.
we
George's
sent it
Park.
to everyone.
All the other managers were like, fuck off, mate. He phoned Ten Hag to say about Maguire, and Ten Hag's like, you fucking want him? I'm not fucking telling him you want him. It's on you, mate.
Are you sure you want?
He hadn't played in 6 weeks. All he has has been fucking rubbish.
Stop prank calling my number.
He's like, Maguire, you mean Sancho? Oh, Maguire, yeah, no, all right. Goodison Park, shock horror. Everton have won the first game of the season.
Damn.
And Neil Maupay,
Okay, yeah.
fucking
Volley.
just a great hit,
Good
to be
goal.
fair. Tight, intricate play. Is it alarm bells for West Ham now?
Yeah.
Hard to say no, yeah.
Yeah. 7 games, no wins.
Thing is, they've looked good. They just can't put the ball in the back of the net.
I disagree. I don't think they've looked good. I think they've looked solid, but they haven't looked fluid going forward at all. I think like when I have to predict them, and you know against like next week especially, my thoughts are where are they going to get goals from because they don't look fluid to me. They're not scoring. They're not playing well going forward like they used to.
Need a striker that's not Antonio. Because I know you had a cracking season,
Well,
but
they got Skamaka, and he's been firing in the conference.
Yeah, I think it's easy to just put it straight on the striker. I think their build-up play has been bad. I think passing through the lines and then the transition from midfield to attack has been relatively poor this season. Maybe that 3 in behind Antonio maybe is just not working. I know they got Paqueta in there now. And
He's looked good since coming
he's
in.
been really good, but I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
I don't think Moisey will lose his job though.
No,
I think he'll be fine, but it's just something that has to turn around soon.
I mean, he's taken West Ham to European football for 2-3 seasons in a row or something like that. Like, I don't think I think it would be way too early to give him the boot or even to start talking about giving
Well,
him
even
the
if
boot.
West Ham finish like 10th this season, I still think next season they could bounce back into Europe as well.
Well, it depends because they're going to lose Rice next year.
Yeah.
That's after the World Cup. He's gone. So the gentleman's agreement, whether or not where he goes to is another thing. But
Probably Chelsea, I reckon.
yeah, you'd
I
imagine.
do think they'll get running, but West Ham, I don't think their season's over with. I think
No.
they'll start.
Surely not.
I feel like every week when we do the predictions, I pick them to get the ball
To get their
rolling.
bounce, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to.
I'm looking at
I
next
really
week
don't want
and
to back against them.
like we'll get into the predictions later, but 3 of us are coming back
Yeah.
next week.
And that was that was a tough one, but
But yeah, Everton,
Well done, Everton.
they got their goal. Mopai,
Frank Lampard down the bits.
Super Frank.
Made him hard to beat, and now he's getting points. So that's all you can really do with a team like that. I
still
think.
missing DCL as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Iwobi, I think, was man of the match in the game as well, which is another big
when
performance.
isn't he this season? To be honest,
Just touching back on West Ham quickly while you search for that. Declan Rice, they rely heavily on him to be able to carry the ball forward. So, I mean, is he having a bit of a quieter season? Not being able to, because I think last season there was a couple of months there where he was leading for carrying the ball.
Yeah, ball carries.
Ball carries or something.
Definitely not doing it as much. I think the midfield has changed shape a bit, so there's not really that space for him to.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell because like players like Jared Bowen
Yeah,
dropped off the face of the planet. Like
that's what I mean. Pablo Fornals, he would always, you know, bring things to the table, and he really hasn't this season either. I think another one is like I haven't watched every single game of West Ham, so it's hard to be the judge. But a lot of murmurs about Souček not having a good season too.
Yeah,
which is could be a big reason why Declan Rice is.
yeah, he's having to do more of that defensive.
Yeah, not bringing the ball forward. What have you? I swear I turned this.
well, Souček last year was, for me, one of West Ham's best players.
Yeah.
Because he's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is crazy for a big man.
Covers a lot of ground.
Like, he was always getting in the box for headers.
Yeah, scores a lot of goals.
Yeah, but West Ham don't even have like depth for that defensive midfielder position either.
Yeah, it could just be fatigue because he's played 2 seasons now. A lot of games for West Ham. Like
International break may do good.
yeah, maybe. Well, not even that because they had a fair gap between end of the season and start of this one.
Yeah, true.
So, stats wise for this game, Everton looked to be on top for the most part. More possession. West Ham doubled them on shots, both on target and just in general. 14-4 for West Ham, 7-2 for Everton. But yeah, touches, passes, well, clearances, but that's not a good thing for Everton. West Ham had 14 corners to Everton's 5 as well.
Fuck.
Shows how sort of solid Everton are defending in their
Defensively,
It's
yeah.
all Kowski and
I was gonna
Cody
say-
effect, eh?
And how direct West Ham are. They have less possession and more corners.
Yeah, and twice as many shots. Interesting that Frank is now playing the 4-3-3 as well. So his back four this week was Cody and Tarkovsky, Patterson and Mikolenko, with Cody wearing the armband. That's a loan signing, being captain of your club.
Maybe he's
That's
looking
strange,
at
that.
Yeah,
hard not to when it's Connor Cody, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
such a dressing room
He's-
G.
Everton will
literally
probably
still,
sign
the-
him. That's
still
it.
club captain at Wolves.
Yeah.
He's now captaining Everton. What the fuck?
First player ever.
So bizarre.
But I think Frank has to stay to this team and formation now for a bit. Like, I don't think you should just jump in next game and change like 3 plays.
No.
Like, he's finally found the game he's won. He's going to try and build on that now.
Who do you play through the middle?
Gay, Awobi, and Onana.
Oh, sorry.
Up top,
Up top, yeah.
Neil Mopay, I believe.
Yeah, Bumps.
Neil.
Williamson, I think.
Oh,
Gordon and Gray, was it?
Neil.
Next to him?
Yeah,
Gordon
Gordon
Gray,
Gray. Yeah, very, very interesting.
I think it's promising for Everton too because they've got a few signings on the bench still. Like we haven't seen anything of Jimmy Garner yet. And
He has made a couple of appearances. He
off
came
the
on-
bench.
Yeah, off the
yeah,
bench,
little
but-
cameos. But
Yeah,
that's I mean he could be another one that breaks through into that team. They've got a little bit of depth for their quality. I think
Yeah.
the depth. Don't get me wrong, the depth's not amazing or anything like that, but given the quality of their first team, their depth is very solid.
yeah.
So I think it's promising for Everton.
Yeah.
If they
Looking
can
at-
get the winning formula.
Looking at their bench, so they had Michael Keane, Seamus Coleman, Ruben Vinagre, Dwight McNeil, Decore, Tom Davies, James Garner, Salomon Rondon.
Yeah.
So you think
It's
when
just-
DCL comes back and he's going to go straight in the lineup, obviously. So then you've got Mopay as the option off the bench instead of Rondon. It's
He
a
could push
hard
to it
team
too.
to roll over.
Yeah, I was going to say, where's Andre Gomez? But he's on loan at Lily.
Lily?
Lily,
Yeah,
but
Lily.
Lily pad.
Yeah, I think he kind of fell out of favour with the club. Obviously, he had that horrific injury a few seasons ago. That's kind of stopped him,
Who's this?
Andre Gomez.
Yeah.
And the leg break, didn't he?
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. But yeah, that's the 2 games covered.
Keen for football to come back. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck this international break, to be honest. Fuck the Nations League. Fuck it all. Just give us more football.
Hello. We're
Um,
brothers now.
before we go into predictions, let's jump into the main chunk of our podcast today. Our World 11s. So,
All time.
audience at home, prepare yourselves because these are very subjective. Obviously, we kind of threw it out vaguely in the group chat this week to just make up an all-time 11 of players you'd want to see playing together. Yeah, there's going to be some absolutely
Well, the
outrageous
parameters are
names.
different for all of us, I think. Like you
Right.
picked who you'd like to see
Yeah,
play together.
I've taken interpretation of the rules, mate.
Yeah, but I think we've all got different parameters set.
Yeah,
Feel free to absolutely roast us.
yeah, especially Ben.
Not me, mate.
Yeah.
Not me. Keep those comments away, please.
But yeah,
Fragile.
I'll kick us off, and I've gone for a team of players that I'd love to see playing together. So, and obviously I'd be coach, so I just have them absolutely doing work up and down the field. We score so many goals, it'd be beautiful. So I've gone a 3-5-2 or 3-4-1-2, however you like to see it. Depends if we need to sit in, if we just happen to. So my goalkeeper, I've gone for, I think, the best goalkeeper that might have ever existed in Manuel Neuer.
Yep.
A man who's completely changed his position, been still in Bayern's lineup despite them having marvellous goalkeeping options. The sweeper keeper, I just love him. I think he's fantastic. My back three is absolute weapons. So it starts with Sergio Ramos, followed by Maldini. And then this is my shout in the middle, the most dangerous captain I think I've ever seen, John Terry.
I respect it.
I was going to throw, Rio or Vidic, but that's just bias talking over the fact that John Terry is one of the best Premier League centre-backs that's ever existed.
He's the best English centre back ever.
Yeah, I think
Easy.
I'd say that would
What,
my...
over Bobby Moore?
I think so, yeah. Especially in the time that
Well, yeah,
Terry grew
if
up.
you take the modern bias of football into it, yeah, I'd put him over Bobby Moore. Obviously, the only thing he has against him is that penalty he scuffed against United in the Champions League. But yeah, I'm going to go for my wide players now. These two are the ones... So there was many shouts that I had out here. I had Giggs, I had Cruyff, I had Georgie Best. All players that were in this team at one point until I just sat myself down and had to think about it. They're the two players that made me love football. On the left, it's Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
And on the right, it's David Beckham. Two players that I just love. David Beckham, for me, is the reason why I love football. Watching him whip balls. The goal he scored against Wimbledon, I remember watching it because Dad was a Wimbledon fan. Just unreal. I was like, get me some of that. That's why I hit the ball from halfway and it pings off the crossbar, mate. My midfield three, so it's like a 2 and a 1 in front. I've got Zinedine Zidane, Andrea Pirlo, and just in front of them, Lionel Messi.
Nice.
Originally, when I had this team, Messi wasn't in it.
It's a very attacking midfield.
Yeah, no, we're here to do damage, mate.
Where's the balance?
There's no balance. We're just going to outscore everybody. Just have bets.
Besides my team.
Trust me, mate. I'd even outscore them against my back three here. But yeah, I love Zidane. I love Pirlo. I love the way he dictates games. That lazy but beautiful style. Zidane, just an elegant footballer. Doesn't get talked about enough for how good of a footballer he was. And Messi, like I said, he wasn't in this team originally. But again, I had to sit myself down and think, I could talk about any other playmaker, but their numbers just don't rival that of Lionel Messi. And up top, I've got two blokes that share the same name on the back of their shirt, CR7 and R9. I mean, for me, R9 is the best I've ever seen do it, really. Like, the way he plays, obviously with him and Messi, they're going to be dribbling past each other. It's going to get a little bit awkward, but R9, so powerful, so deadly, so quick, so confident. And CR7, don't need to say much, mate. He's going to be hitting fat sues with Messi and Ronaldo rolling balls in behind for him. Beckham whipping it back post. Obviously, Wayne Rooney, Ibrahimovic, Peter Crouch, all could have been in this team.
Peter Crouch.
I love Peter Crouch, mate. But yeah, that's my 11.
Who's captain?
Terry. over Maldini and Ramos. Well, I mean, most of this team were captains of club or country at some point, but I'm giving it to John Terry. So yeah, boys.
And manager?
Me.
Okay.
It's my team, mate. Go on, Go on, let's sort it out.
You're the owner of the club.
Yeah.
CEO, board,
Owner and manager.
kit
Owner
man.
manager, yeah.
Owner and
Board,
manager.
I'm like Todd Bowley, mate. I'm playing a 4-4-3. So yeah, boys, let me have it. Roast me. What are we thinking?
I think that's a good shout, to be honest. It's a
Good shout. Obviously, there's a bit of biasness with Beckham and stuff, but if that's who you like watching, that's up to you.
Yeah, I think it's probably it's a mix between the best ever and then what you liked watching
Yeah.
as well. Which I like that.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just need more balance in the midfield, I reckon.
yeah. It would get absolutely fucking destroyed by probably all of our teams, I imagine. I haven't heard these
can't-
ones yet, but
I can't imagine so,
I'm
mate.
just saying. no
Maldini
balance.
cutting
That
you
midfield
off.
will get. Like, you've already got 3 at the back,
Yeah.
and then you got a midfield with literally no defenders.
And you got Beckham and Ronaldinho on each side. That's not going to track
Yeah,
back.
they're not expected
Beck's
to.
will track, but
I've also got Manuel Neuer, who's basically a centre back, so it's practically 4
Yeah.
at the back. You know.
no, I do like the Neuer shout. That was my keeper too. It was between him and Levi Yashin, I thought, but
Yeah.
it was mine.
Do you have Neuer as well?
No.
I've got Neuer.
Allison.
I saw.
Pepe Rona. Jesse Duda.
Yeah, Neuer too now.
Dude, fucking what? Neuer. Neuer, did you say? Yeah, yeah. Fuck, I thought you said Dudek.
No, I said Duda.
You said Dudek. That's anyway.
No, I haven't got Neuer.
Head's gone.
There we go. All right then,
No.
Jackie,
Give it
kick
to
us off, mate. What do you got?
Oh dear.
Actually, wait. I want to chuck this little curveball in. Let's say it's 90th minute, it's 1-1, and you have to bring on the super sub for your team. Who's coming off and who's coming on?
Who's coming off?
That's a tough one.
I'd probably take off R9, just because his knees he might picked up a couple of injuries, and then I'm putting on Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, all right.
I'm putting on the pitbull because he's a fucking workhorse. Even
Mr.
till
Worldwide.
even till he was old and like you're ridiculous. I just can't talk like.
Meet me at the hotel, motel,
Oh God,
holiday.
we're gonna get copyrighted.
Uno, don't say cuatro.
Yeah, I'm bringing on Rooney for the workhorse and for the fact he might get in a fight and give us a few extra minutes.
Not bad, yeah.
Or get sent off in the World Cup.
I know.
All right, crack on then, Jackie. What do you got?
All right, so already discussed. I've got Neuer in goal.
What's your formation?
So formation I'm playing is 4-2-3-1.
All right, it.
So yeah, Neuer in goal. Got a back 4. Got Cafu right back.
You got Virgil at centre back, sure.
I've got Rio at centre back.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah, and I've got Virgil at centre back.
Yeah, nice.
And I've got Maldini left back. So
I like it.
Maldini sort of played left back, centre back in his time. For me, Virgil and Rio as 2 centre backs, calm on the ball, can pass the ball, can start attacks from back there. Maldini, same, just defensively unreal. Cafu can get forward as well.
So Maldini's left back.
Maldini's left back.
Yeah.
So the midfield 2, I've got Gerrard and Vieira.
I like it.
I just imagine if those 2 are running past you like they do, or they had done,
Deadly.
and if you're midfielder on the other team, you're like, fuck's sake, I've got to fucking chase these cunts again. Then I've got Maradona in the 10.
That's a shout. I didn't even think about Maradona, to be fair. I'd probably put Maradona in over Messi now I think about
No,
it.
you can't.
I know I can't, but I'm thinking I probably would if I had another chance.
Well, there's a few names that you said as sort of honourable mentions. I was like, oh fuck, forgot. Like Johan Cruyff.
Johan Cruyff, yeah.
Yeah, I
Fucking
thought
hell.
about Cruyff.
Pull it.
Yeah.
That's a good shout too.
And then, like Carl, I've got Ronaldinho on the left. Just fucking, you just love to see him.
Sexy footballer. Right?
Yeah. Messi on the right and R9 up front.
Jeez. No CR7.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Scouse.
Said
The 90th minute sub.
Oh.
That leaves room for CR7.
Bring on Mr. Pinaldo himself.
Crazy.
Another one I thought about for up front was Pele.
Yeah.
But
It's hard to put him in with what
like
only staying in Brazil.
Yeah.
He's one of those something crazy. Like I was reading an article last night, just like looking through like the top 50 footballers of all time. It was made by like one of the top papers or article, whatever it is in the UK. And guess what number the Cristiano Ronaldo? 15th.
You are?
Even I saw it like bullshit. Like for me, he's second best after Messi. But there's no way he's 15th.
Yeah, I find
nuts.
it hard. Like, obviously, it's our era, but Messi and Ronaldo,
Easy.
they're
One and two.
They're like,
I mean,
up there.
the numbers of all time
Cream of
have
the crop.
broken football.
Yeah,
Like,
no one has
A
ever.
performance
They've got like fucking 9 Ballon d'Ors between them. Or, no, more than that.
More than that,
11.
'cause-
More, yeah.
11. Because Messi's got 6 and Ronnie's got 5.
well, they dominated a decade and some.
Yeah.
In an era where any other player could have won it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, there was some.
Yeah, it wasn't like there wasn't players putting up numbers either. Like
Benzema, there was Salah, then there was
Iniesta,
Virgil,
Xavi.
Iniesta, Xavi, Suarez.
Neymar.
I think the
Neymar.
last one before Messi won it, or Ronaldo won it first, I think the last one was Kaká as well. So, like, you've got the Kakas, you got, like, at Milan's, the big players there. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there were some huge players back then too.
Well, to be honest, the only reason Pele was, and we'll say an honourable mention, was because him and Maradona won that Player of the Century
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. It's
But-
hard to discount what he did for Brazil too. I think the only
Yeah.
player to ever win 4 World Cups,
Mm.
which is bloody outrageous.
He is a bit of a farm goal merchant, though. All his
Yeah.
stats are a bit.
Yeah, and he
goal
makes his fucking goals up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I was thinking about him.
He did it in the
last
five
night, I was
side.
like, I can't put him in because he just changes his goal tally every fucking.
Oh yes, I scored 10 against a team in the streets.
Yes. Over 1,000 goals.
Yeah, I'm not too angry at that team, to be honest.
Who's
I
your
would-
captain?
Jezza, isn't it?
Yeah, nice one.
Who?
Gerard.
Nice.
But you got a good balanced team though.
Yeah,
4-2-3-1.
it's very. I feel like it's very Premier League orientated,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that's fair.
Well,
I was trying to when I did mine.
there's
I was
only
like,
4 in there.
Trying to steer away from it, but
Really?
Each their own. It's what,
Yeah.
if it's what you watch, it's what you watch.
Yeah.
yeah,
And like, people may say Gerard's biased shout, but
it is.
he's yeah. But
Correct.
for me, like, he's my favourite player of all time. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put him in, aren't I?
Yeah.
And Vieira for me, I'm just trying to imagine Gerard and Vieira running past you.
I'm trying to get past them as well.
Yeah, like
As long as the grass isn't wet.
It's not up with Gerard, mate. Just totally slips over. Stinky Steve.
I think it'd be an interesting matchup between your two teams because I feel like there's more superstars than yours, but
My boys would have
yours
him.
is more balanced.
functionality.
Pilo would empty his pockets and he'd find Vieira and Gerard. I don't know what you're talking about.
Especially with your I think Cal's coaching tactics
Yeah,
would probably
so-
just tip it over there.
Ronnie, get in behind, lad. Go on. Messi, find that pass.
Chase
you
the ball, Ronnie.
dickhead. Here, switch it over, will you?
All right, Scousey,
Uh,
what do you got for us?
I've got a 4-4-2, but my 4 in the
I like
midfield is a diamond. I got no wingers.
Okay.
I like it.
So I'm going for a diamond. Where's my lineup? So how I've done mine is I didn't include the big 4. So there's no Messi, no Ronaldo, no Maradona, and no Pele. Because I think they all would have just breezed in my team if so. So I wanted to make it a bit more interesting. And I tried to make it players that are retired as well. So ones that aren't currently playing. There's only one that's currently playing, but he's literally on the verge of his career being over. So I was like, oh.
Why have you put James Milner in your team?
So in goals, I've got Dida, the Brazilian goalkeeper in AC Milan. Growing up, I was obsessed with that Brazil team and also Serie A as well. I was a big Inter Milan fan, but I used to watch a lot of AC. But yeah, Dida for me was just a fantastic goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
That is a very rogue shout. Very rogue shout. I like it.
But even to this day, like,
I know you love Dita too.
yeah, Dida's probably my favourite keeper of all time. Then at right back, I've got the legend Cafu, just going back on that Brazil
Classic
love
Brazilian
back
flair.
in between the year 2000 to 2006 era. Cafu was just unbelievable watching him as a footballer.
I feel like as well he's quite underrated
he
in
is.
terms of like when you talk about right backs of the world.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
he does get left out of that
He
conversation.
does,
Yeah.
yeah.
But fucking class. Anyway, sorry, mate.
Another AC Milan legend.
Number 2 centre backs is the 2 best centre backs in history, and it's Maldini and John Terry.
Yeah.
So I've gone with you there. For me, John Terry is just. There's only one centre back better than him ever, and it's Maldini.
Yeah.
Like John Terry was just a fucking fantastic footballer, fantastic leader. Like, I don't think there was anything he couldn't do. And for someone that wasn't like statury tall as well,
Yeah.
like he wasn't like a big presence physically, but he was just so technical in his ability in defending.
He wasn't even explosive too. That's the thing. Like that's why he played for as long as he did, because he didn't matter when he lost his legs, because his legs weren't the big part of the game.
And he was a part of that centre back pairing that only conceded 15 goals in one season.
Mental.
Like that's nuts.
Is it him and Carvalho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maldini also has that quote where it's like, if you have to make a tackle, you've already made a mistake as a defender. Like, I love that shit.
Yeah. So for Ina, my left back is the best left back in history, Ashley Cole.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's
I've gone
such a
with-
good shout. He was in my team, but I couldn't find a right back, so I just went through at the back.
Ashley Cole for me, just another one. Also changing the way fullbacks play. We just watched them how much he dominated for Arsenal and Chelsea, like 2 of the biggest clubs at that time. And obviously you include United in there, but probably for more so London. Like the way he played for Arsenal and Chelsea was just magnificent. And also when they put on the England shirt, just same level of caliber as well. So I can't really think of a better left back than Ashley Cole.
Yeah.
If there is, they're probably just on level with him. I don't think there's anyone that surpasses Ashley
fuck
Cole in
God,
terms of
that's
a left
such a
back.
such a good shout. I'm glad somebody else said him.
So with my diamond, I've got as my CDM, Makaleli. So for me, Makaleli, same with the Ashley Cole shout.
Going for chemistry.
Yeah. I don't think there's any, like, Makaleli's that good that the CDM position is named after him in the Prem. That's the reason why there is CDMs in the Prem and English football. And think like there is a ton of CDMs in there you can chuck in the world, but I don't think there's many that can pass Makaleli. I think it's the same with Ashley Cole shout. They could level him, but get past his level of defensive midfield. I don't think there's many that can do it better than Makaleli. So watched them for Chelsea at the time as well. I remember watching them when I was young, and I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
What a fucking beast.
him and Terry in the team, I was like, fuck, how are we meant to get past these dogs? And then for my 2 number 8 side to side in the diamond is the first one, Stevie G. Obviously,
Classic.
I could talk forever about Stevie, but he's my hero. He's number 1.
Yeah.
And then next to him in the midfield is Kaka. So for me, I fucking love Kaka.
Yeah.
Like, I reckon, for me personally, I reckon he's better than Zidane. I think he's the best midfielder of all time, Kaka.
That's a big shout.
Second to Stevie.
Yeah, second, yeah, of course, including Liverpool players. But for me, like, I think it goes back into my Brazilian bias because growing up, I absolutely loved that Brazilian team and I love Serie A. And watching Kaká when he played for AC Milan, but also when he played for Madrid too. And then for Brazil, he was just another level. And just seeing his chemistry with every team he went into, just played this style and played perfectly. So
He definitely deserves a shout in an all-time 11.
But yeah, I was close to putting him in.
Yeah.
So yeah, Stevie and Kaka, and then my center attack and mid, I got Zinedine Zidane. So yeah, Zizou. So yeah, just talking about Zidane as well. Like watching him for Juve, Madrid, France. Like yeah, there's not many better. Actually, I'll take away my shout before. Kaka and Zidane will have to be same level.
Yeah.
Like they were just Zidane the way he could control a game, control a ball, bully people off a ball, pass, shoot, tackle, defend, run like a shithouse. 6'4", fucking just a big cunt, eh? Just
Like he was just, and again, he's one of those players. A lot of players in these lists, they're not explosive players. So as they age, they don't lose their ability to still be brilliant. Like nowadays, I think the game's so much more physically involved and more explosive that we see the decline of players. Like it happens way quicker. There's no like gentle curve down. It's like you're either up there or you're not. Yeah, Zidane, for a big man too.
yeah.
You almost have to be an athlete first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you got some skill, you're all right.
it'll come out. Yeah,
Yeah, and
that is a shout.
Zidane was different gravy. So yeah, midfield is Makelele, Stevie, Kaká, Zidane. Then up front, one of them is the one that sits on the end of his retirement. But the first one is R9. Back to my Brazilian biasness, but I think it's a good shout. R9 is just doesn't make sense and how fucking good he was as a striker.
And so young when he started doing it.
Yeah.
So fucking young.
He didn't do like a Michael Owen where he had a good couple of seasons at young as well. Like obviously injuries went good for both of them, but Ronaldo was just another level. Yeah. And then my other striker, I believe top 3 striker of all time, arguably best ever, but I've gone with Luis Suarez. 3rd top goal scorer of all time, 2nd most assist of all time. It's hard to argue stats with him, and also his ability as a footballer too. I thought not just a Liverpool, but Barca as well. Like, he is such a fucking dangerous striker. Like, not just for goals and assists, even though he has those top numbers, but just the way he bullies defenders and gets everyone else involved in the game. Like, I remember when he was playing for Liverpool, besides Stevie, he was the one like just making Sturridge play, making Sterling play, making that team come alive and still banging over 30 goals a season, which is crazy. Then seeing him go to Barca and a team where he actually had the service and the quality around him, and just seeing the numbers and what he went on to do from there. So for me up top, R9 Suarez.
Well, he's one that would win Ballon d'Ors if we're in the same era
Yeah, definitely.
as Messi and Ronaldo.
And then my 90th minute sub, I didn't even think about this now. I've got to think about it.
30 seconds, mate.
Fucking hell, I can't. Damn.
Who's Brazilian or Liverpool?
Oh, yeah. I'll bring on Ronaldinho then.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Say Brazilian, it's got to be Dino. So who's wearing the armband then for you boys? I mean,
Stevie, mate.
there we
Captain
I don't know-
Fantastic.
Don't know why you know that.
That's another very solid team.
Yeah, I like it
I
a
think-
lot.
A little bit of bias in there, but I
mean,
think I understand the Luis Suarez shout, but I do think I feel like there's probably 4 or 5 above him in that position. But
Well, there's probably
He's
bigger
a-
names, but assists as well. It's not just goals.
Yeah.
It's not just he's in the top 3 of all-time goal scorers.
yeah,
2nd most assists ever.
Assists, yeah.
Crazy. And just he's not just for trophies as well, but just like the way you'd see him dominate a game, like bullying defenders, dropping in, pulling out to left wing, right wing. Like, he's everywhere when he plays a game of football. Like, he's not that type of striker that just sits on the line and wait. Like, he's so involved. He's just a shit else.
Well, he got so many numbers for Liverpool because we were shit.
Yeah. But to make that team come alive, but to get those goals and numbers was just,
That's why it's insane that we came so close.
yeah. Because at the time, he leveled the record for the most goals in a single season. So he got 33 as well. I think that's level with Henry and who was the other one?
Ronaldo, I think, was one. Did he get 33?
Ronaldo, Henry, and I think...
no, I don't think it was
In a
Ronaldo.
Premier League season.
but then obviously Salah beat that. But to know that
Yeah.
Suarez got those numbers and the team that he played for is just ridiculous.
Shearer?
I think Ronaldo did get it. Maybe in his Ballon d'Or.
Or Drogba was my other thought.
Andy Cole.
That's in a 42-game season, but
Yeah, that's not Premier League, is it?
Yeah, it's old Premier League.
Yeah, I think with Suarez, I think maybe it's biased from us because we don't like him. But I mean, it's hard to argue with what he's done. I honestly used to fucking froth watching him at Liverpool. How good he was.
Yeah.
As much as I fucking hated him, watching him
Apologies, it
play.
was Ronaldo.
Like, obviously there is that Liverpool biasness to it. Because he played for Liverpool, but...
Yeah, I think he's one of those players as well that you would. I think when looking further down the line, like when you're looking back on careers, we'll sort of judge him appropriately then.
Yeah.
I think he gets overlooked a bit, but like down the line, I think people will sort of put a lot more respect on his name. But definitely the things that he's done in the game harpens his sort of career.
The negative
a bit.
things.
For me, like I was saying before, it's not just the numbers. I've never seen that many strikers that work like Suarez, like left to right, and he's dropping in centre, and then he's fucking like biting someone's shoulder and decking them. But besides that, like I've never seen a striker with a work rate like Suarez.
Tevez, Rooney.
The 3 goal scorers tied with Suarez, all on 31. It's Suarez, Ronaldo, and Shearer
Yeah.
from his Blackburn Rovers.
I did say.
Then what was Salah's number? That's
32.
Salah,
33.
32.
It was 34, eh?
32.
I said 32 as well. And you was like, nah, it was 34. Fuck, I'm
All right.
good, eh?
Tell that to your predictions, mate.
Knowledgeable.
Go on then, Benny.
Yeah, fair.
You're so good. Hit us with your all-time
you.
lineup 11.
All right, so this is going to be the winning team.
Yeah.
out of everyone's.
Here we go.
So I've gone for a bit of a crossover. I went sort of similar to what you went, Cal, in the fact that I would have loved to see a lot of these players play. Not a lot of players in the team I have seen play, but there is a few that I have seen snippets. So in goal, I actually left it blank, but Neuer was my choice for goal. I was between him and Lev Yashin, as I said. But I think the way goalkeepers have progressed from back then, like Lev Yashin, I think the first goalkeeper to win the Ballon d'Or and, unbelievable career. But nowadays, like, you can't just be a goalkeeper. And I think Neuer was a big part of why that, like, how that came about. Like, he was
sweeper keeper, really.
Yeah, but he also, the ball at his feet, he's unbelievable. Like, he can play up from the back really, really well, which is different to what it used to be.
If it wasn't for my Brazilian biasness, we all would have had Neuer as our keeper.
Yeah. I then went right back Cafu. I think, similar to you two. Hard to argue. I actually thought he would, like, when you were speaking about him being underrated, I don't know. I thought he was pretty regarded as one of the best right backs to ever do it.
I just mean he's not.
doesn't get
When you
talked
speak
about
about
a lot
right
nowadays.
backs,
Yeah.
he doesn't get mentioned
Yeah.
enough for me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he had it all, really. He's one of the players that I've seen bits and pieces of, but would have loved to have watched him more. It was sort of just before I started watching football. So,
I nearly had John Flanagan, the red Cafu.
Andre Wisdom.
The red Cafu.
Ward.
My two centre... sorry, I forgot to say my formation, by the way, but I'm going a 4-3-3 with a cam. 2 box-to-box and cam. My two centre-back pairing will be Maldini on the left and Beckenbauer on the right. What else do you say about him? Unbelievable. Probably two of the best ever. I think, John Terry shout is hard. I probably would have gone Cannavaro in there after Beckenbauer.
Yeah, definitely deserves a shout. Ballon d'Or winning centre-back.
Yeah.
So I did try and steer away from the Premier League as well because I thought, we're so Premier League driven. Like all we do is watch Premier League. I try to stay away from that a bit. So that was another reason. But left back I went Roberto Carlos.
Where's Cancelo?
I was waiting for that.
He's the best fullback
I
ever.
was waiting for that. No, well, I said he's the best fullback I've ever seen play.
You ever seen Roberto Carlos play?
I've seen him like maybe 2 games play. Not enough to have like a strong opinion on how good he was, but widely regarded as one of the best ever to do it at left back. I'm surprised I'm the only person to put him in, to be honest. Just that flary attacking play as well that I love to see. So he would be my left back. I've got 2 8s, which would be Mateus and Modric.
I like the Modric shout a lot.
2 very sort of... Well, I never got to see Mateus play, but I imagine 2 very similar stature players in the fact that they would just be workhorses, box to box, both ball players, both well-rounded, would just sort of be in that midfield running it. Leading them in the midfield would be Maradona at the 10. Hard to not put.
Like it.
I thought Pele was my other shout, but like we spoke about before, it's hard to put him in to a team like this because he's just playing in the Brazilian league for his whole life.
Didn't he play in America as well?
Oh yeah, like right at the end of his career. But I just couldn't put him in, even despite his international success. My front 3, I've gone Ronaldo on the left, Messi on the right straight away, just because you've got to have him in, and then R9.
Yeah.
So probably the most basic front 3 ever, but for me the best 3 players probably I would say Messi, Ronaldo, R9 in that order to ever play the game. I think just R9. The only thing you could say about him is obviously the hampering the injuries. didn't have the career of probably the other
The
a lot of
longevity.
players that could make that list. But watching him play, like I only got to see, he's another one I only got to see a few games of, and I used to fucking love it. I used to love watching. He was just a joke. He made football look so easy. Like he made it bullying defenders look ridiculously easy. Like the step overs, the flip flaps. Like he would round keepers for fun.
I think he holds the record for the most goals rounding a keeper.
Yeah. And he would do it like he's the pace of how sharp he would turn as well. Like it was a joke. I don't know how he did it. I've never seen anyone move like that.
I heard a story because he owns a club in Spain, and he was down at training one day, and he was talking to the strikers. He's like, "You guys need to score more goals. Like, what's going on?" They're like, "Oh, you know, we haven't found our feet yet, blah 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 blah." He's like, "Why don't you just go around the keeper and put it in?" He's like, "That's what I do. It's so much easier."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Because we're not you." He's like, "Yeah, but it's easy. Just go around the other way. Just go around the keeper."
Yeah.
And so then he's watching them, and they just can't do it. He's like, "Oh, okay."
The audacity of Ronaldo playing the way he did with the haircut he had.
Yeah.
That's some balls.
The best haircut ever.
Surely we all get that.
Oh, mate. If I didn't have,
Jackie?
if I didn't have long hair, I'd be repping it 24/7.
Yeah, that's my team. My super sub would probably be a little bit of bias, George Best.
Yeah, love it.
Have to put him in. I wanted to put him in the team, but I just couldn't fit him in. Yeah, that's my team.
Who's captain?
Roast away. Captain. Oh, it's between Beckenbauer and Maldini. Maldini captain, I think.
Jeez. I mean, there's not much to roast. You've kind of just picked players who statistically are the best to ever play that spot. So you can't really argue
I think my team would beat yours.
the credentials. No, listen, Modric against Zidane. Good luck, mate.
Yeah, no Zidane. That's crazy.
Modric had
Yeah,
placed the ball in
Zidane
penalties.
was hard to leave out, but I went for balance as well. That's why I didn't put Zidane in. But
Yeah, I think our teams are very indicative of the generation of football that we've grown up in, and like the
What we
fact that
watch most.
yeah, it's so Brazilian heavy, and like the Brazilians were that good during.
We're all
our-
born like 96, 97.
Yeah,
So we all grew up in like that Brazilian era.
but yeah,
Well, I saw this chat about Roberto Carlos. I just want to see everyone else's opinions. Apparently, everyone was just saying he's just a free kick merchant.
oh, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
I
say that
wouldn't say
either.
I don't agree, but I'm just putting it
Yeah.
out there because I saw it.
He definitely had that in his locker, but he was very. I think he was kind of a pioneer of the more attacking left back range, like because that Madrid team used to just take the piss and score goals for fun.
Yeah.
It looked like they weren't even trying at times. eh?
Yeah, like they
Just
were
pinging ball, like switches.
Yeah, where's
just-
Raul? Let's fucking find him.
Yeah.
Even like Rivaldo,
think-
like that team was so good.
with Roberto Carlos, I've seen a lot of like things saying that his defensively was a bit of a liability, but
I wouldn't say liability. It's just the
or just
transition of
not like when you have conversations about Cafu, he had it all. Like he was attacking like unbelievable going forward, but he was also very solid defensively, like unbelievable. Whereas you don't really get that conversation with Roberto Carlos.
yeah, but Cafu mostly played in systems that were like where he wouldn't really have to go forward. Like as much as that Brazilian team was, they were in the team at the same time. I feel like Carlos was far more attacking because he's behind Ronaldinho. So if he wants to overlap, he's got to be all the way down there already. Whereas for Cafu, like it wasn't so like he wasn't really running round it. Like he wasn't making the same runs to get round. So he looks defensively a bit more set. I don't know. I would never say that Roberto Carlos is defensively viable. I think it's just you have a balanced defense like that. One can go a little bit more, and he was just always the one that went a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's hard to have opinion on without seeing it, I guess.
Yeah,
Like we didn't watch them. I don't think any of us really watched either of them
I watched-
game in, game out.
I watched a lot of Roberto Carlos when Beckham moved to Madrid.
Did you?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So did I. I wasn't like tactically watching it, but
No,
I watched them a lot.
yeah, I was watching and I would. That's all I would say is that Roberto Carlos is going a lot further to make the overlaps rather than Cafu.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, Carlos was like the reason why Marcelo became the fullback he was as
Yeah,
well.
because
Like-
he had that to learn off.
Yeah.
But Carlos didn't have the flair and the skills that Marcelo brought because Marcelo's a joke. He's also another shape for this team.
His first touch is nuts.
Yeah.
Marcelo's the way he can control a ball.
Yeah. I loved watching Marcelo play.
Still doing the damn thing too at Olympiacos. Him and James linking back up at Olympiacos.
Are they?
Yeah.
Brazil have had some deadly fullbacks,
Mm.
like Daniel Carlos and Cafu, and then it went to like Marcelo and Alves.
Danny Alves.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna-
outrageous that I've just thought none of us have thought about
was-
Danny
yeah,
I
Alves.
was very close to Danny
The most
Alves.
successful individual player in football history, is he not? Won everything.
Yeah.
Everything there is to win, he's won it in every competition just about. Fuck, I'd give
I
him the
thought I
nod
would have
over
roasted
Cafu.
for Danny Alves shout because
No.
that's why I went Cafu.
No, I didn't even think of Danny Alves. That's my right back. I needed a right back. Could have had Cole and Alves.
I thought
Yeah.
of him, but I didn't. I don't think he's up there for me.
Why is that?
Oh, just gonna
This is
throw that out
rivalry.
there. How is he not up there for you?
I just think Cafu's better.
Fair enough. I guess. Jesus. But Danny Alves' numbers are fucking insane considering he was playing behind Messi. So all his creative things have come based on the fact that Messi was there and he chose not to do it anyway. Like,
Yeah.
for me, that's fucking mental.
Yeah, he's a joke. Danny Alves.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. And he's done the damn thing everywhere too.
Yeah.
Every big league except the Prem completed it, mate.
I think he's. I'm not saying he's. I think he's shit.
Yeah. No, it sounds like you're saying he's shit, mate. It sounds like you're saying fuck Danny Alves. Wow. Well,
What was actually class to watch was his and Messi's link up. How they would just find each other all the time.
Yeah. Do we think Brazil is the best ever country that produces top quality players? And not just as a team, but like just ever in players.
I think in our generation, yeah, but like you look back on the
Even
big
before us, like
French
Grincher and
teams,
stuff.
German was a big one back in the
Yeah,
day.
the French, the German,
No, the
the
West
Italians. Like, I think
Yeah.
it's hard. For us, it definitely seems that way because we watch the best Brazilian team that's ever been, and possibly
Yeah.
the best international team. I think of that era that there was because they won everything. They won
Well, they won the most World Cups.
Yeah.
all the World Cups, the fucking Copa Americas.
France have France have the best development programs in their country. It's world renowned. I forget the name of it. I'll look it up in a sec. But
think- yeah.
they're world renowned.
All like all
I'll
these
look it up.
Brazilian players, you hear all their stories, and they grew up like homeless,
Yeah.
like in the streets, and they become this. Like it's crazy to
Well,
see the journey of all these
Even to
Brazilian
this
players.
day, like Anthony,
Yeah.
living in a favela.
Same with Firmino and
Yeah.
like every Brazilian player. Like that's
Yeah.
their story. It's crazy.
But that, that's that whole, what's the word I'm looking for?
Survival.
Yeah,
right.
survival, like surviving against that
Yeah.
gives you that drive to then if you're going to do something, well, I got to do it because otherwise I'm not going to eat for a month.
I remember, I'm not sure. I think it might have been Firmino. It was a Liverpool Brazilian player, I think. But he was talking about his time back in Brazil when he was a kid. He said sometimes, like, because we only had one ball for the whole village, that ball got popped or whatever. We'd have to play like with an orange or like some sort of like fruit. Like that's how they'll play football. Like, fucking hell.
That's why the touch is good because you don't want to demolish the fruit.
Because you've been doing keepy up with a
Dinner,
fucking
dinner
lemon,
for
mate.
8 people afterwards.
Beat up, make some juice, mate. That's the sauce by the time it's done. Well, like, do you remember in lockdown the big thing was like juggling toilet rolls and that? Like,
yeah.
And I remember
true.
doing that and thinking, fucking hell, this is so hard.
Yeah.
What was your record?
I got up to, I think I got 16. I think.
That was
On video.
hard too, to be
That was
fair.
hard.
Yeah.
I can't remember what mine was.
I think I only got like 120 or something.
Yeah. I think the toilet paper actually stopped and asked to give up. You're too good. Yeah. Fuck, lockdown was a funny time.
I was. No crowds. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I know. I was watching the Champions League highlights the other night of PSG versus Bayern, the final with no fans, because Neymar kind of put on a bit of a masterclass. And it's just mental to like look back at football and think like there's fucking noise being pumped in the stadium. You can hear everything the players are saying. It's just so fucking bizarre.
And the first time we win the league in 30 years,
And
our
it's-
fans on there to celebrate.
It's got a big asterisk by the side of it, mate.
That is devastating.
I found the academy, the French academy. It's called Clairefontaine. Fontaine.
I feel like I've heard of that.
Yeah.
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 Clairefontaine.
Well, the French are interesting too because like nowadays they've got such a big pool of players because of a lot of African
Africa, yeah.
refugees and
So
stuff.
much money, yeah.
Yeah, do you think that they poach, like they have scouts and stuff through Africa? And
Yes,
poach
they
them
would
through?
have scouts, but no, they wouldn't be poaching them.
Why
They-
not?
well, not be poaching them in the sense of like, oh,
Let's get them
quick,
over here.
come, like doing it on the low. It'd be like, look, this is an opportunity for you and your family to come and live in France.
That's-
We'll sort you out.
Like,
That's
have you,
poaching.
That's scouting.
have you heard like most of the stories how our Africans
Poaching.
get to like Spain, Morocco, and France
Yeah.
as well, like the journey?
Yeah,
Like, so I think a lot of the players they find from Africa would just have their own way of getting to France or whatever,
yeah.
and then
It's literally survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
If a young player makes it to France,
have
and
you
he-
heard Francis Ngannou's story?
yeah,
Yeah, like
and
that.
they've gone through hiding in the desert and escaping blokes with guns and surviving on a boat with 8 holes in the bottom.
Took him
and
like
you get
13
fucking
months to get to
Yeah.
France on foot.
Insanity.
And he
On
was, I'm
Morocco.
pretty sure he was like in the UFC after like a year or two of training MMA,
Yeah,
which is crazy. Like that's not long at all.
No,
it's unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I think the French, especially, they have a brilliant academy and they have the pick of talent, like survival of the fittest talent that come through and get given a chance.
Well, the way they pick those players for that academy is they do it right. Like it's not just the parents have money, so they get in. It's based on their
Abilities.
It's based on their ability, yeah.
That's a big issue in America with
And
their
Australia.
talent. Yeah, and Australia is that money can buy you, like you can go on a European trip and you can be fucking rubbish at football, but you
Yeah.
go and you get seen.
Australia's bad for it.
Yeah.
Australia is shocking.
In that
Our youth
aspect,
system's terrible.
yeah, it's very Americanized in that aspect of like the whole collegiate system is money buys, buy your scholarships and that stuff.
In Australia, I have to say that they're trying to be better, but they just get it wrong a lot.
Yeah.
I was reading something this morning about the national second division in Australia could be a thing as of next year.
I
Yeah.
think there needs to be a relegation system in place. 'Cause it's just boring. Like just same team every season, not much changes. Like have a relegation system. I'm seeing some like the second division come up and compete.
I think
That's been in talks for a while, yeah.
with that, it'd be good to see because I feel like in Australia you don't see like is it the NPL?
Yeah.
You don't see those players march really in Australia.
They come and go. Like you look at like Jez Loftus, who's playing for the Raw.
Yeah, that's-
NPL. And
That's what I mean. Like we don't see much of them, but I feel like the pool of quality that's there probably be, not far off the A League.
Yeah.
So if there was a relegation system, you could see those players come through a lot
see
more.
of
There's probably a lot of players in the NPL that
Full.
are better than some of these
Oh,
players in
there's
the
just
A-League.
sitting lower.
Definitely, yeah.
A promotion relegation would 100% work in Australia.
Yeah, I think it make it so much more exciting. Like I don't mind going and watching A League games. Like people talk shit about the quality of the A League, but actually going and watching the games is a good laugh. Like
Yeah.
it's a fun day out. It's affordable.
Yeah, we should do it again.
Yeah, definitely. I think
$20 a ticket.
The
Can't go
Raw,
wrong.
Go
Raw and
watch Charlie
Victory,
Austin.
Raw and Victory are coming up, so we can go and see Luis Nani.
True.
Nanny and Charlie Austin, eh?
Going at it. I want to see a bit of that.
The Raw in the bin a bit, but they'll get pumped, I reckon.
Well, they haven't started their season yet, but they just won against Rochdale
We had a
Rovers.
stinker last season.
Yeah. They won 8-0 against Rochdale Rovers in a pre-season friendly last week, mate. So,
Who does Nanny play for?
Melbourne Victory.
Oh, they're versus Melbourne City coming up.
Yeah, they're playing the Victory.
Oh,
at the
Victory,
back end of
29th.
October. Yeah,
Nice.
29th of October.
2 p.m.
yeah.
You going or what?
Line it up
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Podcast in the morning. Go get on the beers. Go straight to the stadium.
Ooh, stop it! Don't threaten me. With
Big
good-
day out.
Lads on
Oh,
tour.
what the
Yeah.
bakery boys, mate? We can handle anything.
The bakery.
Bakery boys, get that bread. Tomfoolery aside,
Halloween.
let's move on to our predictions for the next game week of football.
Yeah.
So for
There
us,
shan't be any more postponements, please.
yeah, fingers crossed. All
There
the
won't be.
festivities are done and dusted. Yeah, it'll only be strikes and that again because
What?
the Crystal Palace Brighton game wasn't a postponement by the it was because the trains were on strike. All the train people were on strike, so people couldn't
Wow.
get to and from the stadium.
Really?
Yep.
Why were they on strike? Because of the Queen?
No, because of poor paying conditions and a terribly run government. But we'll not get into the geopolitical
Come on,
issues of England right now.
Football's more important than that, surely.
It is, but if they can't get to the game, then it was a 3 o'clock kickoff, so it's not shown on TV.
Yeah, okay.
So this week for us starts off game week 9, 8, 9.
8. Yeah.
Starts with the North London derby at the Emirates.
Huge.
Arsenal versus Tottenham for both teams coming off fantastic results. 6-2 for Tottenham, 3-0 for Arsenal. It's kind of across the board. Well, not across the board. We've got a lot of draws in this one. So Scassi, you've got it 2-2. Jackie, you've got it 2-1 to the Arsenal. Benny, you've gone 1-0, and I've also gone 2-2. So we're all predicting quite a high scoring event.
I've got a little inkling that Tottenham could get one over on Arsenal.
I
To be honest,
don't think it's out the realm of possibility.
I think Conte's probably a better game manager than Arteta. Like we've seen with Arsenal versus United, Ten Hag pretty much just out managed Arteta in that game.
Outfoxed him.
And I think that could come back into play, especially against Conte's a weapon of a manager. Like, he's very good, so a similar thing could happen in that game.
This is probably one of the most exciting North London derbies in the last
Yeah.
10 years, probably.
Yeah.
I think this
Plus.
is the most exciting game so far this season.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Yeah, because Liverpool-Chelsea didn't happen.
No. I reckon this is going to be an exciting game to watch.
And it's also, a top 4 clash. Where Spurs sitting at the minute?
Fourth, I think.
Yeah, top 4.
What time's the game on?
It's the early kickoff.
Oh, balls.
That'll be a good watch.
9:30.
You beauty. Get
Beyond.
around it. Next week. Yeah, Tottenham are 3rd. So it's 1st versus 3rd. Brighton are
lot.
fucking 4th at the minute.
That weekend's a long weekend too, isn't it? Got that Monday
Yeah,
off.
it is. I'm away that weekend.
Be Queen's birthday
Where
weekend.
you going?
Fraser.
Nice.
Decent.
Now you're going to get stalked there, mate. So
You got fans waiting for you.
they're fucking,
I'll wear a hat.
they're
Shut
fuming.
the
Second game of the week takes place in the south of the country, down at Bournemouth. Bournemouth versus Brentford. Scass, you've got it 2-1 Brentford. Jackie, you've gone 2-2. Benny, 2-0 Brentford. And I've gone 3-1 Brentford. So, Jackie, picking the draw there. Big draw too.
Yep. I had a different prediction for the first game as well from you lads. So I'm either going to be up 2 points or down 2 points.
I think the
well,
draw.
well, I could fuck it completely. We could all fuck it.
I think the draw. I thought the draw was the smart choice. To be honest, I'm surprised we 3 of us have picked wins because
If we're just going
Bournemouth
for
have
points in
snagged-
the result, yeah.
Bournemouth has snagged draws off the last 2 games under Gary O'Neill. So against Brentford as well. It was hard to pick for me. It was hard to pick Brentford to win, but
Yeah.
I just think they've got to bounce from that Arsenal loss.
Yeah. Like we were saying earlier, I think for me, Tony's going to get a sniff of that England shirt and he's going to come back and a bit hungry.
That's exactly why I picked Brentford, because of Tony. I was like, he's going to at least score a winner in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking man, he better do because he's my captain in FPL, mate.
Is it?
Now, this next round of fixtures is interesting.
It is.
Or not interesting because
Oh, yeah. For our fucking, I didn't even see our predictions. Crystal Palace versus Chelsea at Selhurst Park. But I think the first time this has happened all year, all of us have picked the same result in a 2-1 win
Oh,
for
really?
Chelsea.
The same scoreline as
All of
well?
us.
all of us, 2-1.
Oh my god, boys!
Yeah. Do we all just want to start kissing now? Or,
Should we keep the camera rolling?
again, go to
Subscribe to our
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Let's come up
With the
twice
Dugout
now.
podcast, but now we're digging in.
Let's come up twice now.
Yeah.
2 potties.
Well, that's all I'm saying.
100 likes and
people
we'll
want.
start it. Yeah, 2-1. Now I'm looking at it. I'm not sure if I'm backing Chelsea to do the damn thing. Graham Potter's men. And to be honest, it's my Crystal Palace, my second team. I love it. But yeah, a very interesting game. Another London derby. Every week we've got London derbies in some capacity, so be a good one to watch.
Yeah.
A very interesting game for us. Fulham versus Newcastle.
Yeah.
Very telling for both squads, I think, this game. because it's more likely where they'll be in and around the finishing spots from the end of the season.
But Fulham have had such a good start of the season, like for them, like for what I expected of them. Good on them.
Yeah, I think. When I was looking at this game, I think Newcastle, on the other hand, as well, they haven't started the season probably as well as they would have hoped. I think they've been okay, but they're not racking the points that they probably.
They're definitely
should
not.
be.
Performance-wise, they're definitely playing
Yeah.
as good as they should be. Obviously, they lost Bruno as well.
Yeah, just the points tell it. Like, they're not bringing in those points, I think.
But you look at their results, like a draw with Man City, mental.
Yeah.
Like the wins they're picking up, decent.
That's the weird thing. It's like against the good teams, they've been really good. But then the games you think, Newcastle win, they get a draw or they drop points. So this one was hard to pick because Fulham, you'd expect any other season, Fulham, Newcastle win.
It's a 0-0 boring game. Both teams finishing just inside or outside the relegation zone.
I'll do a quick analysis of the Premier League just quickly. If you're a top 1, 2, 3 team, you have to be good at everything. If you're anywhere from 4th to 10th, you have your own set style, and that doesn't work against every team. Bottom half, similar, but just not as effective. So for someone like Newcastle, who with all this money are probably going to aspire to be one of those 1, 2, 3 teams, you have to adapt to each game. You can't, like for me, you can't just do the same things and expect different results against these lesser teams, because teams now are figuring out what works best for each system. So, like with City, what City have done this year is they've gone and bought a big striker.
Yeah.
So then
It's another.
they don't have to just rely on intricate little passing and movements. They can just whip one in
Yeah.
and score.
Do you not think that'll come back? Because I feel like it's still early doors for the Newcastle, project.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yes, that's where they need to go.
That's where they have to go. Yeah.
I
You can't rely on just one system to get you to the top.
Yeah, that's fair. Although Fulham's system is very effective, as we've seen this season. They've done really well. Hard to beat.
Yeah.
It's a tough game.
You can't knock any team for doing what they do. But if you are aspiring to be 1, 2, 3, you have to be good at everything these days.
Yeah. This one, like we said, very interesting. It would be a midnight kickoff for us, I think.
Yeah, around that.
Yeah. So, Scass, you've gone 1-0 Newcastle. Jackie, you've gone insane on this one. A 3-3 draw. Benny, you've gone 2-1 Newcastle, and I've gone for a 1-1 draw. Wow, we were.
None of us back Fulham.
I'm thinking a high scoring game there, obviously.
Yeah.
It could
Six-goal
go
thriller.
either way, that game.
Yeah.
A game that's probably a little bit more likely to not go one way. Liverpool versus Brighton. Obviously, Brighton signed their new manager 4 days ago, something like that.
Did they?
De Zagri from Shakhtar.
Oh, yeah, I saw
I haven't
that.
heard that.
He's an Italian manager. I haven't heard much of him, to be quite honest.
Spilling, I thought Ange Postecoglou was going to get it.
No.
He pretty much turned down those rumours or turned away those rumours quite early.
Yeah, he's assembling he's got Harry Kuehl in his coaching staff at Celtic. I didn't realise. And just going crazy up there. Yeah, we've all picked this one in favour of Liverpool. 3 of us. Everyone, but it's like us 3 against Jackie this week. He's gone all the rogue shouts. So, Scass, Ben, and myself have all picked this game to go 3-1 to Liverpool. Jackie is going 2-0 to Liverpool. He's feeling himself. He's going to end up
Still same result, I guess.
storming ahead.
Or just get 0.
It could be. It could easily be a draw though. With the bounce of the new manager.
It depends.
Liverpool still aren't playing very well.
I know nothing about this manager, so I've got no point of reference on how he plays his football, how his teams have played before, whether they've succeeded or not.
It's going to be.
Graham
Only
Potter
thing I
is
can...
a
Sorry.
big set of shoes to fill in that
Yeah.
team
Yeah.
for the reason why they're so good.
Yeah. I think us having like this over 2 week time off, I reckon we're going to come back looking like a different team, mate.
Is that wishful thinking though?
No, because we've got most of our players back now from injury. So I think now with the players back, big break in between, I think we're going to come back looking completely different. Especially like we've got Matip back, we've got Thiago back, we got Jota back, Firmino's coming back, but he's been back for a couple of weeks now. Like most of our players are coming back into the squad. So I think now we've had some time to implement how we want to play, mindset-wise as well. So I think we might come back good.
Liverpool kind of need to be honest. They
100%.
need to kickstart this season.
So that's
Very
why
soon.
with this break, even though there's no football, I'm glad because it's something we need.
Yeah,
We need this break.
yeah, 100%.
We have a lot of our players that are not going to World Cup as well, so that's very beneficial too.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting game. I would
Yeah.
like to watch that game actually.
I think
It is going to be a good game. I'm keen to watch.
Well, it's a long weekend next weekend, so we can go mental. Oh no, weekend after next. Sorry.
We can still go mental.
Mike, you can't stop me. Southampton versus Everton at St Mary's.
This is tough, eh?
This was tough.
Yeah, I found this one really hard as well.
There's a lot of zeros I'm seeing in this prediction. Scarcey, you've gone 1-0 Everton. Jackie, you've gone 1-0 Southampton. And Benny and I have both gone 0-0.
I'm thinking it's going to be a Ward-Prowse free kick as well.
Ooh,
I'm thinking
it's a big. I like that.
there's not going to be much between these teams.
No,
Jordan Pickford's little arms won't be able to reach it.
Pickford's injured at the minute. They played Begovic on the weekend. So.
They did too.
I think Connor Cody's going to smash one in from a corner.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah, look, for me, I can't see either teams breaking each other down. I think, like we said, Everton are a hard team to break down. Southampton are solid as well.
That's why I think it'll be like a corner Cody header, 1-0.
I did see that Bella Kotchap got the call up for the Germany team.
Did he?
I think he's the youngest centre back. No, it can't be. Maybe I read that wrong. But yeah, maybe Southampton's youngest call up. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, huge for him. So it's cool to see those Southampton players getting a bit of recognition ahead of the World Cup. Obviously, very
That
young
reminds
team.
me too, just quickly. We didn't touch on the debut of the Arsenal player. That
Oh, the young
15
lad.
Oh,
The young
it was in my mind to
15-year-old.
touch on it, but we moved
Yeah.
on. I forgot.
yeah, just insane.
15 years
Insane.
and 180 days.
That is
Born
so
in
young.
2007.
Yeah, I threw a stat up in one of the group chats. He was 12
Yeah,
in
when
COVID
COVID started.
started.
Yeah, that's
That's
and now
fucked.
he's come out the back of it and he's making a Premier League debut. I was also reading, someone had to make this article, obviously. Obviously, we talk a lot of shit about women's football because when they play like the under 15, 16 boys, they always get railed like 8-0. And someone was saying, well, look, this is why, because 15-year-olds are now Premier League quality. And I was reading it. I'm like, just because one lad, like
Yeah.
the literal exception, he's busted every rule. And he wouldn't have been playing under 15s football. Like those are the lads that are genuine under 15s. Like especially in a Arsenal or a Crystal Palace or anywhere these things happen. Even the American national team, like if they're playing under 15s, that means they're usually not 15 or they're not good enough to go up and play like 23s or anything like that.
He would have been playing 23s.
Yeah.
This young fella.
Yeah, he would have been playing reserves, the Premier League twos, like insanity.
Yeah, it's 23s.
I didn't know if they were different, but yeah, insanity. So women's football, cop that. You're still rubbish.
Love to see it, but
Also, yeah, go.
sexist pick.
Going back to Liverpool for a moment, like Arthur as well, seeing the work he's putting in to try and fight for a spot in the squad. You seen that, Jackie?
Yeah.
Like every under 23s game, he's like demanding to play in it. He wants minutes because he wants to prove to Klopp that he can be in the squad. I love that. It just shows that competitiveness, but also the eagerness to be a part of the team and show your worth.
Well, that's why a couple of weeks ago when those rumours were coming out that he was out of favour,
Yeah.
like I was shocked to hear
Yeah.
those because that's just not how it works. Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of shit that comes out in the media.
English
Yeah,
is
yeah.
horrible.
The
Yeah.
reason why I brought it up and I threw it in the group chat though was because I was seeing it from Juventus' side as well. Like Juventus fans were saying, "Oh shit, he's going to be back in January." Like all rumors are that Liverpool are going to bin him off. So apparently somebody had made contact somewhere, inside, outside, around the club, because Juventus fans do not like Arthur at all. Like they talk about him as if it's the biggest waste of money the club have ever made, and he was useless and he'll never be anything. And so, yeah, that's why I saw that a few days before I sent, because I saw it from the Liverpool side. I was like, that's bizarre that this is coming.
But you have that with, like, every big club. Like, you'll play it, like, for Liverpool, Mane would have a bad game. You have, like, that. Obviously, all the negativity gets highlighted, but, like, Mane needs to leave. He has to get out of the club. He's shit. And, like, you had this with, like, every team.
Yeah.
Like, there's always those fans no matter what.
Yeah, slight
unfortunately.
difference. I'd say more comparing Ox to Arthur rather than Mane to Arthur. But, yeah. Just thought interesting couple of points there. Another one where it's all of us against Jackie is West Ham versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Another one with a lot of zeros because Wolverhampton Wanderers are involved.
This is tough as well, this game.
Yeah. It's at the London Stadium, and because of that, the three of us, except Jackie, have all picked a 2-0 win at home for West Ham. And then, Jackie, you've got a 1-1 draw.
Yep.
Which is a great shout.
Yeah, I think Jackie might be on this.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, uninspiring Wolves and struggling West Ham.
I'm just waiting for this West Ham bounce. Like, they got to
Yeah.
fucking win the game.
It's got to come.
I don't want to miss it. That's why I keep backing West Ham every game. West Ham win. West Ham.
It's
win.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to come soon. Their team's too good not to bounce back soon, I think.
Just predict them every week, and when it comes, like, I fucking told you.
This is the actual most exciting game of this round, I think, and possibly the season. It's the first Manchester derby, Ten Hag versus Guardiola,
This is big.
part 1. Obviously, United are in 5th, City are in 2nd.
Yeah. I did want to, just quickly, sorry.
Oh.
I did want to ask you two, because obviously for us, this is a very exciting game. Is it exciting for you boys?
No, that's why I went, before you even started, because for me, Arsenal, Tottenham's way exciting. So, like, City, United, I expect City to come and win. Like, I don't think, like, I expect United, play a bit of ball here and there. I don't expect United actually getting the draw or a win out of this. With Arsenal, Tottenham, like, I don't know who's going to win that game.
Do you not think, Ten Hag, the two...
I'm looking at his prediction. He doesn't think anything of Ten Hag.
Haaland,
That's
De
why
Bruyne, they're going to run that game.
Haaland, De Bruyne, but then you look at Liverpool and you got Salah, Fabinho, all those big players, and we beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
And then you got Arsenal, who are top of the league, Odegaard,
I don't think
Saka,
Fabinho played that game.
Jesus. Oh, come on.
But you look
You
like
get what I'm saying,
you
but,
can't
like-
compare Liverpool and City this season. Like, at the moment, City are just the
Okay,
best
well-
team in the world.
Okay, well, Arsenal and City this season, because Arsenal are better than City this season on the table, and we beat Arsenal 3-1. So why are you discouraging sort of what...
Because Arsenal, well, if you want to put the Arsenal argument in there, it's because Arsenal only this season where they're looking exciting. City have been top of the top in the world, arguably in the world, for about 7 seasons.
I do agree with
Arsenal just like this season, it's new for them to be this good. City have just battered teams week in, week out for 7 years. And that's my argument with why City is a different level to Arsenal.
I do agree with you. I just think the way we're playing at the moment is it perfect against a team like City.
Yeah, but
Same as it was perfect against the Arsenal. Like, I think I said before the Arsenal game, like, it's going to be good because we're playing so counter-attacking. And Arsenal and City play very similar, where they just sit. They have so much possession. They play on the front foot. I know City are probably another level above Arsenal.
no, definitely another level, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this season maybe not, but, definitely, City probably are that level above, and it is going to be interesting to see. But I think that makes, I think it's going to be a very exciting game because we're such a good defensive block at the moment. Like,
I didn't say it's not an exciting game. I'd say it's not as exciting as Arsenal-Tottenham.
yeah,
for me.
okay.
It's still an exciting game, but I expect, like with Arsenal-Tottenham, I don't know who's going to win. With City United, I just expect City to win, even though it's a good game. And that's why I think Arsenal-Tottenham will be more exciting because it's 50-50. City United, it's more like 70-30.
That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy to me.
So, Scous's prediction. This is one. It's at home at the Etihad. Scouse has
That's
it
Eddie had too. Come on.
4-1.
Yeah, fuck, City don't get
They don't have
homegrown
fans anyway.
Yeah.
Scouse has it 4-1 Manchester City.
That's ludicrous. That is that is crazy.
I reckon
We haven't shipped 4 goals since fucking we changed our back line in 6 or 7
But you're about
games.
to verse the best attacking team in football, arguably in Premier League history. Like, I think I'm not sure if you're overhyping United or you're underestimating City, but
I feel like a bit of both. I think maybe I am overhyping, but I think you're definitely underestimating because it's not like we haven't versed anyone. Like it's not like we've just versed Spuds. We versed Arsenal, we versed Liverpool, we versed some big teams, and we haven't shipped goals. Like we conceded one against Liverpool, one against Arsenal. Arsenal this season are battering teams. They're scoring 3 a game at will. And
but
we even the goals we conceded, like against Liverpool, we shouldn't have conceded. It was just a lucky goal for Salah.
But we're not even scoring against bottom 6 teams at the moment. So to put the
We
Liverpool
scored 9
argument in
against
there,
Bournemouth.
yeah. But besides that, like we're having a shocking season attacking wise.
Clip that.
And Arsenal as well. Like I said, it's their first season bouncing on this form. City have been dominating for 7 seasons.
Yeah, but City have also had games this season where they haven't been able to score. They drew with Villa 2 weeks ago, 1-0.
Yeah, because Stevie G, mate.
Sticky. So
If Stevie G can get a fucking
compared
point,
to Ten Hag,
Yeah.
you're kidding me.
if fucking Stevie G can get a point out of City, why can't Ten Hag?
I just think City are a different level, different gravy, more experienced, the best manager in history in Pep Guardiola.
Eddie Howe got a point out of City.
Yeah, well, teams have one-off games. It's like saying Liverpool beat AC Milan 2005, so the AC Milan team is shit.
I don't know.
It goes back to what I was saying before about the Premier League. Like, teams figure out how to play against anyone. Like, everyone knows the best way to play against whatever system. It really just goes down to the day. Like, if you are disciplined for the whole 90 minutes.
And City are always up for it too. I think like with Newcastle, you're more prone to slip because the only time you see City draw throughout the season is against like a Newcastle or a Palace because I think I'm not sure if it's like a mentality they switch off. But those big games, they're always performing. Like they're big players no matter what. They play 100%. The only time they draw is when they verse those lower teams. So I'm not sure if that's just a mentality thing or not.
What? Yeah, go on.
Unless they're versus Liverpool.
In these games where City, like it's tight, what City are trying to do is wait for that one moment where one player fucks up, who goes out of their defensive block, whatever you want to call it.
Patient.
Yeah.
And the ability of players like Cancelo, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, just waiting for that moment for Haaland just to get a split second of a run.
Yeah.
It's over.
I 100% understand and agree with what you're saying. That City have an unbelievable team.
This is more so of me giving respects to City and how good they are.
Yeah.
Not me shitting on United. Like, I'm not going to this game thinking United are trash. That's why they're going to get beat 4-1.
Yeah.
It's just how good City are.
Yeah, that's fair. My thinking behind it as well is the fact that City have shipped goals this season, and they have in a lot of games they've gone behind. In a lot of games this season, Newcastle they came back in the Champions League against Dortmund. They came back after being behind. The way
Palace, I think they were 2-0 down.
Yeah, Palace, they went behind. The way we're defending, if they give us a chance to go in front, I don't see them.
Which, to be fair, teams
coming
do
back.
because they don't expect.
Yeah.
They don't expect our runners to make the runs they make, and for players like Ericsson to pick that ball out, like
Yeah. And this suits us to a T, this game.
Yeah. What I was going to say about City being patient and waiting for gaps, Man United this season have been great at just
Not making mistakes.
not being out of position.
Yeah.
I think that goes for you. I've predicted 2-2 draw.
yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Jackie with a 2-2, and then 2 of us backing the boys. Benny with a 2-1 win, me with a 1-0 win. I mean, yeah.
This is the most confident I've been in a Manchester derby for a long time, I think.
I'm not confident because Man City have a big Norwegian shithouse who could either just like...
We've got the butcher, mate.
Yeah, we got the butcher, and we also got Raphael Varane, who if the wind blows the wrong way, he gets injured. And if he gets injured...
No, but did you hear...
if he gets injured, we have Harry Maguire sat on the bench. And if Harry Maguire's on the pitch, then we are losing.
I heard something recently where apparently when Ten Hag came in the preseason, because he obviously didn't play Varane because he was nursing an injury, basically he came in and he was like, all right, we need to be playing Varane straight away. And he put him on like a specialist injury program like a specialist fitness thing, and that's why he didn't play the first 2 games of the season as well. Was because basically he wanted him match fit before he played him. But apparently he's been on this this specialist circuit for like he was on it for like a month and a half, 2 months before he played his first game, and it's just like he's sort of feeling better than ever. Like
Good.
so,
We need you, Rafa.
that's what Ten Hag brings as well. Like, he's involved with everything. Like every
He's
individual
savage.
player, he's wanting like circuits for special players. Like it's insane to see. Like we're
For
not
him,
used to
Maguire,
it.
it's sit-ups. For him getting up and down off the bench at the end of games. Fucking scumbag. Yeah, that's an exciting one. This one's also exciting. It's Stinky Steve versus Ted Lasso. Leeds versus Villa at Elland Road.
Wonder if Gray's going to be playing.
Yeah, if he's not on the bench, then the saga continues. Scassi, you've taken this one 2-0 for Villa. Jackie, 3-1 for Villa. Benny and I, 2-0 against Leeds. 4 Leeds, I should say.
Yeah.
That's another game that can go either way.
Yeah. 2 teams, very sporadic results.
Yeah, this is one for me. I was somewhat wanting to go for Villa because I always back against them because of Stinky Steve pretty much, and I know that can bite you in the arse in the predictions, but at Allen Road,
Yeah. Elland Road's different gravy.
you know they won their second game or something for Villa last week, but.
For me, it just seems like a bit of a bounce back. Drawing to City, then win the game, and now it seems like they're on a bit of a form. So that's why I've backed them.
Yeah, could very well be that, to be honest.
This one, another well, to be fair, all these games are interesting. Football's interesting. I'm interested in everything.
It's interesting now because the game's actually getting, not the games, the league's getting set. And we're seeing where teams are and where the
We're
form
seeing
is.
teams that need to pick results. And,
Yeah.
and this one is a very much game of that for both teams. Leicester versus Nottingham at the King Power Stadium.
This was hard.
Yeah.
Scashy's gone 3-1 Leicester. Jackie's gone 1-0 Leicester. Benny's gone 3-2 Leicester. And I've gone 2-0 Nottingham Forest.
Wow.
Yeah.
If
I don't rate Nottingham, but I really don't rate Leicester. And I really don't rate Brendan Rodgers.
that's harsh.
It is, but
I think if Leicester loses, it's curtains for Rodgers.
apparently compensation packages are being prepared.
You've got to you've got to get rid of him. If they can't beat Nottingham,
Yeah.
I think it's time to go. I hate to say it. I don't think it's Rodgers' fault, but
No, I mean, he's doing the best he can with whatever is going on behind the scenes at Leicester. I've still not seen much about what is going on. It's very,
no, it's very private.
very behind closed doors.
Crazy to think as well that before we signed Ralph Rangnick, Rodgers was front runner for United's managerial role.
I thought it was Conte.
Oh, he was in the talks, but
Yeah, he didn't want it.
Rodgers was like our sort of main target because we didn't really want a short-term manager.
If Leicester have financial issues, can even afford to sack Rodgers?
Well, that's why it won't be a snap decision. Apparently, they've been looking at compensation packages for weeks.
So they're going to have to pay him out like 4 mil and then give
More.
more and then give another manager a contract.
Bonus.
A lot
yeah.
of money.
They're obviously making ways like it's
Yeah.
not like the big clubs where it's like a Chelsea, you lose to Zagreb and they're like, see ya.
Yeah. Here's 20 mil. See you later.
Yeah.
I don't know where I read this, but I feel like I read that Rodgers is one of the highest paid managers in the Premier League as well.
I can find that out for you. It's mental if he is.
Yeah.
I do rate Rodgers, to be fair.
I think
quality
just
man.
the Leicester situation at the moment is just going against him.
Yeah.
I ran too.
Hard to think of a manager that would be able to survive through it, to be honest. You know,
Yeah.
it's a terrible situation.
Even though Brighton would have been
I was
alright.
going to say, there's no.
Of course.
Yeah.
He is like that journeyman type manager.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think
Interesting.
that sort of mid-table to sort of breaking in top 10 team would be perfect for Rodgers. I think he'll get a job, no
I
worries,
was
as
by the
well,
sun,
after
don't worry about it.
if they
Yeah.
sack him. I think he'll be all right.
So
Get Frank out of Everton, Rodgers in.
Brendan is not. It is Pep,
Fourth.
Jurgen, Conte, Brendan, Arteta, Ranić at the time of this.
Brendan's fourth.
Yeah. Lowest paid is Thomas Frank, who's on
That's
1.5
gonna be a
million a
big-
year.
Compensation. They're going to have to pay out to Rogers.
Yeah.
Graham Potter was on $2 million a year at Brighton.
That's no wonder he said yes so quick.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Robbery.
Tuchel was on 7, so he'd be at least on that.
Rogers could take Stinky Steve's job, to be fair, if he gets
Could
the
be.
sack.
I don't know if they'd have him back that quickly. Usually, if you lose a Premier League job, you don't get another Premier League job.
See, I don't think that would happen to Rogers. I think because of the circumstances, I think he'd find a job pretty quick. You know, he's been unreal for so many years. You know, he did the bits at Swansea, then to Liverpool. Did
Celtic.
Went to Celtic after Liverpool, rejuvenated the career a bit, and then straight to Leicester, where he's done unreal. You know, and like I said, not long ago he was front runner for Man United. So
And the Arsenal gig.
and Arsenal.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. Yeah, I definitely think a mid-table club could come in for him if he gets a sack.
Yeah, I mean, Everton. They've got money to spend.
I don't think Everton will get him. I think
happy
Everton
with
are
Frank.
sold on Frank for a while.
Frank's under a project. You can see the
Yeah,
changes he made to that team. He's not getting big results, but
He's doing well, I think.
yeah.
I think he's doing better than Stevie G. Go on then.
Just look at the table, mate. Says otherwise.
Yeah. But they're regressing, whereas Everton are progressing.
But it's like, where would even Rogers go? But if he
Villa.
loses the job, besides Villa, like where else would he go?
Sorry, Skash just said look at the table to see who the better manager is. I just want to let him know Everton are above Aston Villa currently.
Yeah, I was talking before that win.
Yeah.
What are Villa? Are they 17?
Villa are 15th,
They're both on 7 points.
but Everton are above Aston Villa. I just want to make that very clear. Bottom 3, Leicester, Nottingham and West Ham.
That's a crazy ball.
Didn't predict those who'd have been there.
Fucking hell. Sort your shit out.
1 point, 1 draw, 6 losses, minus
On their way to
12 goal
relegation.
difference.
If you don't sort it out.
Ay, 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 ay,
I think the
ay.
positive for Leicester, though, is against Tottenham for the first sort of 60 minutes, 70 minutes, they weren't that bad.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't play that bad. They conceded 2 sort of sloppy-ish goals, but they were definitely in the game. And then it just...
I think
They
a
just
lot
fell
of that,
away.
that Tottenham result it comes down to Son. Son came on and decided
spark.
he was starting something.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But if Leicester take that as a positive, because that was in Brendan Rodgers' post-match press conference, he said that he was you know that it was there's a lot of positives to take. We're very much in the game for 70 minutes of it. If the squad can take that into the Nottingham game, I think they get a result there.
Yeah.
All it takes is 1 or 2 results as well for a team like that.
To start.
They need to just get that confidence because they got the players.
And belief.
Yeah, they need to get that confidence back around the squad, get the feel-good factor in there. That'll start getting results again, I think. But
I actually don't think he's given Leicester a serve, like the Leicester players a serve after losing 6-2.
No.
yeah,
He just comes in and goes,
sometimes that can be
What can
bad
you do?
as well. You know, you got to. I think you got to pick when to absolutely lay out your
if
players.
you were
Yeah.
shit and you lost 6-2, then you'd be fuming. But
yeah,
If
be
you're
reasonable for 3/4 of the game.
if you're up by 3 goals or something, and then they end up scoring 2 late, I think you still win the game. I think
Yeah.
you're giving them a serve.
Yeah.
Maybe.
yeah.
I'm saying you're very fucking lucky.
Yeah.
Cunts.
Yeah, I think that's the show this week.
Our shortest podcast ever.
Yeah, I know. This is what happens when there's no football. I thought we were going to scrap more about our all-time 11s, but
We all
Right.
just agreed.
we actually all just understand ball. So, yeah.
We did say as well, it's pretty objective. It's
Yeah.
subjective to, your own opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us your feedback. Let us know what you thought.
Let us know which team wins
Yeah,
out of us 4.
me, because mine's managed by me and I'm a genius.
We should probably do a World Cup prediction soon too.
Yeah, maybe after
That's
these
coming up.
internationals, see who's looking what. But yeah,
Bit of discussion there.
yeah.
Fucking oath.
Leave a like, subscribe, share, follow if you're on Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff, all the housekeeping things. And yeah, we'll be back again next week.
Wicked.
Up
See
the
you later, guys.
podcast.
Bye.